when that which is occurring anyway, the fidgeting or the deadness, if it is in any way unwelcome, not welcomed, it creates a disturbance or a split within that which is observing, you see. You must have noticed this. It's so simple when you get the gist of it. The whole of spiritual seeking comes down to one word, you know. But you must have noticed, like if somebody gets angry, does it ever happen that you're in some kind of relationship with somebody and they get angry with you? No. Never had that happen. No. Maybe not in Iowa. But in other parts of the world this can happen. See? And maybe you've noticed, you know, if somebody gets angry, if you just are willing for this anger to be there, just, okay? How is that? If it's just okay with you that it's absolutely normal and natural for this person to be angry, how is it then?
It usually makes them more angry.
Yeah, but, well, that could be. It depends on if you're faking it or not, but how is it for you?
Great.
Yeah, you feel relaxed, right? If somebody gets angry and you have a very strong feeling they shouldn't be angry and you start trying to protect yourself against this horrible thing, yeah, and you even
there we go again.
try and snap them out of it, yeah. Then what happens? How is it for you? If you, yeah, you go into resistance to anything and your original nature is lost. If you allow anything genuinely, there is, what you are longing for is here, you see. The fidgeting is not really the problem, nor is the absolute stopping. In fact, that's some way the nature of life, you know. Natural rhythms. I said natural rhythms. See? Rest and activity, natural rhythms, yeah? It's natural to have activity and stopping. It's the resistance to it that causes suffering. Now, how would it be just now if it's just okay to be fidgeting?
It is okay.
It is okay. So what's left now?
It's peace. There's a lot of peace.
There's a lot of peace, yeah. And is fidgeting welcome in the peace?
Fidgeting's okay. It's not so bad.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, that not so bad could be just enough to keep it at the door.
What about preference then?
How about we finish with Rosie and then... Yeah, well, why don't we just finish chatting with Rosie and then we'll talk in a minute, yeah? Because that way the folks watching the video can fully enjoy your beauty. Yeah. So just now, but you know, it's not really possible to fool yourself. Because you can kind of pretend to welcome things so that they'll go away. Doesn't work so well. This kind of welcoming I'm talking about is just like jumping off a cliff with no parachute. To really truly welcome that which has been most pushed away is actually committing a kind of psychological suicide. Because all that has really made up Rosie is a set of preferences. This better than that. I want this but not that. Or I want not this and not that but this thing in the middle, you see. These preferences are what constitute a personality. to really, truly abandon preference, to be willing to allow everything to pass, is also the abandoning of what we have called identity, what we have called the sense of me as a separate person. Then, when all preference is gone, there is no more me, there's only life happening. So it's a big thing, you know, not a little thing, to really be willing to live this way, to really be willing to live that if there's fidgeting, fidgeting is completely welcome. If there is stopping, stopping is completely welcome.
Yesterday you talked about rest. And the word silence and the word rest. I guess I've avoided those two.
Avoided the words?
I avoided the words and anything that had to do with them, like even the experience. And is it just that feeling of peace that I can experience anytime when I'm noticing an activity or noticing non-activity? Is it that peace that underlies any other experience that is rest and that is silence? Is that what rest and silence is? Or is it more, or is it less, or is it different? It's the...
Yes.
No.
All seven.
All
of the above.
All of the above.
So listen.
Okay.
Look.
All right.
Rest.
Okay.
Activity. Rest. Activity. Rest. Activity. That's called an experience. An experience has a duration in time, and usually a location too. It's an event in time and space. So going to sleep at night is rest. That's an experience. You see, it starts at 10 p.m. or thereabouts and finishes at 9 a.m. Finishes at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
or thereabouts.
Or thereabouts.
Okay. Okay, so this is an experience, okay, that has a beginning and an end, and then fluctuation in the middle, right? And then activity, like running a marathon, has a beginning, run the marathon, end. So this kind of rest and activity is an experience, right? And it sounds like there has been a disinclination towards that kind of experience of silence or rest, right? You're not big on meditating, I would imagine, then, from what you say.
I can.
You can, but it's not your favorite thing to do.
It's not my favorite thing to do
no
anymore.
Problem. But what do you like doing? You like dancing?
I would rather think or walk or
Good.
Take care of somebody or do something
Right, okay.
than to just close my eyes and sit there.
Yeah.
And anything else that happens after that doesn't interest me anymore.
Okay, so look. So that means that there is one kind of experience called resting and one kind of experience called doing stuff. And there's a preference for doing stuff. That's okay. All right. But you see, that kind of experience of rest is a temporary event. And intrinsically, it's no better or worse than doing stuff. It's just another event, you see. Now, you've got all night when you do nothing, so it's perfectly okay to want to do stuff when you're awake. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever turns you on, right? But